My name is Paige. I'm a 28-year-old company employee. I work at a subcontractor for a major food products developer, and we produce the actual product. From cookies to cakes and different kinds of treats, the company is specializing in these things at this factory. I work in sales for this company, and it's my job to do business with all kinds of partners. I was originally in an administrative role, but they encouraged me that I might be better in an outward-facing role, so I moved to the sales department, and now I am totally hooked. Just like my boss decided, it seems like it suits my personality to meet all kinds of people and to be able to talk to the workers at the factories. Every day, I'm enjoying my job. At times, the clients can give us orders that are really ridiculous, and this is where the person in charge of sales shows their skills. Previously, something like this happened too. What? 500 red and white mochi by the end of this week? The person on the other side of the phone is the CEO of the supermarket Martin that our company often works with. It was a big local supermarket, and it's always had a good reputation for being loved by the customers. Normally they don't give us such crazy requests, but...
I'm sorry, Miss Page, I made a mistake. Actually, we had ordered it from a different subcontractor, but we had written the wrong number of zeros, and they said that it's impossible to change it now, and rejected us. This weekend is the 30th anniversary of Supermarket Martin, and we're having a festival. And yet...
I see. It's true that in order to prepare 500 pieces within the next few days, that would be hard. But when it comes to 500 pieces, that's a lot.
I knew it was going to be a big ask, but I thought that maybe if it was you, Miss Page, you might be able to do something about it. So I bared my embarrassment and called you. Miss Page, please, is there anything you can do?
Mr. Martin is one of our big customers that's been doing business with our company for a long time. He has a lot of trust from his employees, and he runs his business always with his customers in mind. He values his customers, and he's a business owner that I respect. Normally he's good to us, and in times like this, I want to be able to help him. All right then, I'm going to discuss it with my boss, and I'll contact you. After I said that, I hung up the phone, but I did think that this was going to be too difficult this time. However, when I spoke to my manager, Mr. Oscar, about it, he immediately started calling factories to negotiate with them.
It's rare for Mr. Martin to make a mistake like that, but up until now, Mr. Martin has been really good to us, so I'll try and go ask the factories directly myself. But then Mr. Evan at the factory also said, it's a pretty difficult request, but if we keep the factory running until late at night, I'm sure we can figure something out. Plus, when it comes to a request from you, Miss Page, there's no way to say no.
And just like that, things moved along smoothly, and... Mr. Martin, it looks like we'll be able to figure it out. I think we'll be able to make the delivery within this week.
Are you serious? Oh, you saved us, Miss Page. And to everybody in the factories, I'm so grateful, so grateful. With this, we'll be able to hand out delicious mochi to all the employees and the customers. Truly, thank you so much. From now on, we're going to increase our business with you even more.
Mr. Martin was extremely happy, and we were also able to help our business partner, and I was happy with the results. And so all of the employees came together and were able to produce results, and it makes me glad that I work in sales. And then after this incident, Mr. Martin became one of our company's most important customers. A few months later, however, the relationship between our company and Mr. Martin didn't last for much longer. The CEO, Mr. Martin, was going to be retiring, and his only daughter, Miss Tabitha, was going to be taking after the supermarket. And this woman, she had quite the personality. After she graduated from college, she went to study abroad to get her master's at a university in America. She came back at 26 years old, and after training for a few months under Mr. Martin, she was immediately placed in charge as the manager of the supermarket. On top of that, my younger brother Kevin is also currently studying abroad to get his master's at the same university. It's a pretty high-level university, and apparently it's hard to graduate, so I'm sure she's a very brilliant person, but the rumor is that in her personal life, she was raised extremely spoiled, and she is a brat. Even when I went to greet her, I got a really bad feeling from her. Nice to meet you. My name is Paige. Your father took good care of us today. I came here to greet you. I said that and I gave her my business card, but Miss Tabitha said to me, "Huh? Oh, you're the subcontractor. I was wondering why you were wearing such a cheap-looking suit." All of a sudden, she was looking down on me, and it shocked me. It was true that compared to Miss Tabitha, who was wearing a super flashy suit and accessories all over her, I may have looked plain, but... Hey, listen, I'm sure you know this already, but ever since I was born, I was raised as the daughter of a CEO, and I'm an elite CEO that learned business in America. I'm on a different level from a poor little subcontractor woman like you, and from now on, I'm at the top of this Martin empire, so you better listen to what I say. Excuse me? Her attitude is so different from the previous CEO that my eyes were wide open. Oh, you can just leave your business card over there. If I have time to look at it, then I guess I'll take a look at it. But also, if we need anything, I'll contact you from our side. Anyway, I'm busy with a lot of things, so hurry up and get out. And she had no intention of exchanging business cards. Ugh, do you think you could at least say hello and introduce yourself? And in this way, from the very first meeting, I had a bad impression of Miss Tabitha. But in times like this is when I show my skills in sales. I'm not going to just bend over like that. After that, I continued to be persistent with my sales, and a few months later, I was finally able to receive a new contract from Miss Tabitha. When I received her call, I went flying over to Supermarket Martin. This weekend, we're going to have a party here and invite all of our best customers. So I want you to prepare 1,000 boxes of cookies with our name on it. You can write my name on it, Tabitha, in all caps. What? Is this person being serious when she's saying that? But that's so sudden. Well, that's because I suddenly thought about it this morning. You know, because I am such a genius. Things just suddenly come to me like that. And to give them cookies with my name on it, it's going to be so premium. Actually, maybe 1,000 pieces won't be enough. No, that wasn't some inspiring idea. It was just a thought that you had. Is that so? But this weekend is a little bit... I wasn't sure how to respond to her, but then Miss Tabitha flipped her attitude instantly and... Are you telling me that you can't do it? We are your biggest customer, so obviously you're going to do something this small for us, right? No, but I need to see the situation at the factories and... Are you planning on saying no? Do you even know the situation that you're in? If you can't do a job that's this simple, we're never going to do business with you ever again. I couldn't believe what she was saying, and I was in shock. But I couldn't let one of our biggest customers, Supermarket Martin, cancel their contract with us, so... All right then, we will figure it out. When I got back to the company, I immediately contacted Mr. Oscar and Mr. Evan. The two of them somehow managed the factories, and after working late into the night every day, they were somehow able to make the products on time. When it was over, even the veteran employees at the factories were exhausted. However, there wasn't a single word of thanks from Miss Tabitha, and she accepted the products like it was a given for them to be there. And then, after that, Miss Tabitha started forcing impossible problems onto our company. Hey, listen, about the products that we have a contract with you for, can you make them a little bit cheaper? But we've had this contract with you at this price this whole time. Excuse me? We can cancel the contract with you anytime we want, and you're the one that's going to be in trouble if we cancel the contract home, all right? Other than that, she would make requests for impossible deadlines or tell us we need to increase the amount of products, and she says whatever she wants. And if I showed any sign of difficulty, she would threaten us that she was going to cancel the contract with us. Because they were one of our biggest business partners, I tried to push the impossible and somehow make it work. But at this rate, it was going to affect our business with our other partners, and it was causing a lot of difficulty for the staff at the factories. That being said, Supermarket Martin was still one of our company's main partners. If the contract becomes terminated, it would affect our company business. And with all of this, I was at a complete loss. But then, seeing how I was doing, Mr. Oscar was worried about me and he came over to speak to me.
Miss Page, you're having some trouble with Supermarket Martin, aren't you? Ever since the business owner changed, their reputation has gone down. Is there anything that I can do to help?
Mr. Oscar is a really reliable boss that taught me everything about working in sales ever since I was a new hire. Until now, he saved me from a lot of tight situations, but I couldn't just rely on Mr. Oscar's help forever. And plus, Mr. Oscar was carrying his own load of work and should be busy too. Thank you so much, but I'm okay. I'm going to figure it out and see this through. I said that, and then I walked away, but at that time, I never could have imagined that a few days later, I was going to be roped into an even more difficult situation. A few days later, I was called out by Miss Tabitha, so I was heading towards Supermarket Martin again. Hey, listen, we're thinking about selling a new product coming up, so you're welcome. I'll sign the contract with you. What, really? Oh, thank you very much. You immediately start bowing and thanking. Oh, must be hard to be a subcontractor. Ugh, so irritating. But hold it in, Paige. And so, what is the contract quantity, and when would the deadline be? Yes, let's see. 5,000 pieces in 2 weeks from now, at this price. And she said that, Miss Tabitha handed me the order request. What? When I looked at those numbers, my eyes opened wide. Hey, wait a minute. Because it's a new product, that means we need to prepare everything from packaging as well, right? On the factory side, they also have to make adjustments for a new product. 2 weeks is definitely impossible. Even 1 month would be difficult for a project like this. And plus, this price, it would have to be at least double this. Otherwise, it was such a ridiculous order that I couldn't help but raise my voice. Huh? What do you mean impossible? Even though you're just a subcontractor, why are you speaking like that to me? No, what's impossible is going to be impossible. Not only can you not meet the deadline, you're asking us to pay double? Who do you think you are? Who do I think I am? But I'm only saying the obvious. I was trying to hold my words, but then Miss Tabitha came out with the usual hand. Look, we don't mind canceling our contract with you, and you're the one that's going to be in trouble, right? It was exactly as she says, but I was at a loss for words. And then Miss Tabitha finally said this to me. Well then, I'll let you choose. Half the deadline or half the price. Which do you want? I'm letting the subcontractor choose. I'm so nice, aren't I? Excuse me? But obviously both of those are going to be impossible. You can give me a response by tomorrow. Well, if you say no, I'm sure you know what's going to happen. Anyway, I'll be waiting for your call. As she said that, Miss Tabitha disappeared from her office. She was being so ridiculous that I felt like steam was going to come out of my head. But if I go on a rampage here, then it would cause trouble to my company. My goodness, what am I supposed to do? If the contract with Supermarket Martin is canceled, our company would be in a huge loss. At this point, I could no longer handle the situation by myself. When I got back to the company, I decided to discuss it with Mr. Oscar. Mr. Oscar, I am terribly sorry. I wanted to be able to resolve this on my own, but actually... And so I told Mr. Oscar everything that had happened up until now and the conversation I had just had. But then, even though he's normally calm and warm, I could see his face started twitching.
What did you say? She's looking down on the subcontractor and forcing impossible conditions? This is the worst kind of business. I didn't know that Supermarket Martin had turned into this kind of company. I'm sorry for not having noticed until now. As for this, I'm gonna go and discuss it with the CEO myself.
He was quick to say that, but then he went flying over to the CEO's office. 30 minutes later...
Well, Miss Page, this was good timing. When I spoke to the CEO, they gave me some good information.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, actually, you see...
When I heard the secret that Mr. Oscar whispered to me, I was shocked. Is that true?
Yeah, so, Miss Page, you don't need to worry about anything anymore. You can just make the decision that you think is correct.
Yes, understood. Oh, thank you very much. Yes! Now that I had gotten the permission of my boss, that bully woman that looks down on people, I'm gonna make her regret trying to pick a fight with me in this company. And so, this is how I decided to get my revenge on Miss Tabitha. The next day, I went to the CEO's office of Supermarket Martin, and Miss Tabitha was waiting for me. There, she was leaned back in her chair. Oh, look, it's the Little Miss Subcontractor. Did you decide on a response about yesterday? Yes, we've decided. Yesterday, when I got back to the company, I also discussed it with our CEO, and so, which one is it going to be? Half the deadline, or is it going to be half the price? As usual, she had such an arrogant attitude, but I faced her, and I finally said this to her. Actually, the contract is finished. Thinking about the future of our company, it's been decided that we don't need our contract with your company anymore. I also came here today because my boss informed me to tell you this. What? Hey, wait, what? It was such an unexpected response that Miss Tabitha sat there with her eyes wide open. What do you mean? But if you terminate your contract with us, you're the one that's going to be in trouble, right? Oh, up until yesterday, I also thought that too. But the CEO themselves told me that we're not going to be doing business with you anymore anyway. Huh? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Even though you're the subcontractor, you're just a subcontractor. Actually, when Mr. Oscar went to the CEO to discuss the situation with them, in unexpected timing, the CEO said that they had just secured a contract with a new business partner. And the new business partner was a supermarket that opened up a few years ago in this area. And recently, a lot of the customers from Supermarket Martin have been going to that supermarket instead. And their business has been going well, and they've even started opening up a chain of supermarkets. Ever since that supermarket opened in this area, Mr. Oscar and I had been doing our best to develop our relationship with them, and little by little we worked hard to gain their trust. And finally, that hard work had paid off. It was such a big contract for the first time in a while that Mr. Oscar and I celebrated hand in hand. We're not going to be doing business with a place that looks down on their subcontractors anymore. And on top of that, it seems like your business skills are pretty horrible, aren't they? You ignored your old customers and you keep putting in flashy new products. And now your old customers have been leaving little by little. You're not thinking about the customer at all, are you? And even this new product, it's just a copy of another major brand. You're just a little subcontractor. You better stop speaking like that. I graduated from university in America and, oh, about that, you said that you went and got your master's there, but in reality, you just went for a few months and you didn't actually graduate, did you? Hey, how do you know that? Actually, my little brother Kevin, who was studying abroad there, looked into it and told me that, as it turns out, Miss Tabitha wasn't studying abroad. She was just playing abroad. She didn't go to school, and she was just going to parties every single day. So yeah, of course she wouldn't be able to run a business like that. Even if we continue business with you, it doesn't turn into any profit for us. So as of today, we're going to be terminating our contract with you. And for the other subcontractors, they already know about your reputation. So I'm sure it'll be difficult for you to get a contract, but good luck to you. Thanks for everything until now. Miss Tabitha was stunned, but I left her behind, and I walked out to the CEO's office. Hey, wait a minute! If you terminate the contract, we're going to be in trouble! Her pathetic voice was echoing, but that was none of my business anymore. That reminds me, when it came to the mochi incident, the culprit behind the mistake in the order was Miss Tabitha. And back then, even though she was already doing irresponsible and sloppy work, why did the previous generation's CEO give her the seat of CEO? When it came to work, he was very serious and he was well trusted, but it seems that he wasn't the same when it came to raising a child. After that, the Supermarket Martin lost all of their customers, and in no time, it went bankrupt and closed. After throwing flashy parties and making impossible product demands, they were left with a huge debt, and apparently Miss Tabitha was finally released by her family, and they disowned her. These days, she's living in a crappy apartment and is having to work part-time jobs from morning until night. And then, as for our company, work was going smoothly with our new business partners, and sales have also gone up. Every day I'm becoming more and more busy. But as for this incident, because I carried it all by myself until the last minute, I do regret that I didn't properly discuss it with those around me. The CEO also harshly scolded me. Paige, you're always missing the top 3 things in business: reporting, communication, discussion. These are the standards of business. Oh, sheesh. How many times do I have to tell you for you to understand? I'm sorry.
Well, ma'am. This is the result of her trying her best to resolve it on her own, and it seems like she also deeply regrets it.
It's also because you're too naive, even though you're a director.
Yes, ma'am. As you say, I'll try harder.
Listen up. Anytime you're in trouble, you immediately go and discuss it with your manager. Yes, ma'am. I'm terribly sorry about that. Starting from next time, I'll hold that heart and keep working hard.
Is that so? As long as you understand. Well, I just don't want you to forget that behind this company, you have me here as well. Thanks to you, we were able to sign a contract with a new business partner, and sales have been increasing steadily. For dinner tonight, why don't we have sukiyaki to celebrate?
Oh, good idea! I will splurge and buy some good meat for it.
Yay! Oh, and don't forget the pudding for dessert.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!